Comedy has always been with us, but in the early 20th century, it found a new home. Movies provided that home, and nobody ruled like Charlie Chaplin. His trademark was slapstick. This was physical comedy at its finest. He used silly walks, pratfalls, and awkward situations. Audiences loved it. Chaplin's films like The Gold Rush and Modern Times were instant classics. He didn't need words to make people laugh. His facial expressions said it all. He was a master of physical comedy. His characters, like the Tramp, were relatable. They were underdogs trying to navigate a complicated world. Chaplin's influence on comedy is undeniable. He set the stage for generations of comedians. He showed the power of visual humor. He proved that laughter could transcend language barriers. His films are still funny today. That's the mark of a true comedic genius. The world was a different place back then. The early 20th century was a time of great change. People were flocking to cities. Technology was rapidly advancing. Life was becoming increasingly complex. And in the midst of all this change, people needed an escape. They found it in the movie theaters. They found it in the laughter provided by Chaplin and his contemporaries. The advent of sound in films revolutionized the industry. It also changed the face of comedy. Dialogue-based humor took center stage, and nobody embodied this shift better than the Marx Brothers. Groucho, with his quick wit and iconic mustache, became a legend. Sound allowed for a new type of comedic timing. Jokes could be delivered with sharp precision. Wordplay and puns became central to the humor. The Marx Brothers mastered this style. Their films, like Duck Soup and A Night at the Opera, were full of witty banter and absurdist situations. This era also saw the rise of screwball comedies. These films often featured fast-talking, witty characters. They engaged in battles of the sexes. The humor was sophisticated. It relied on clever dialogue and social satire. With sound, comedy became more layered. It wasn't just about physical gags anymore. It was about the interplay of words, the rhythm of dialogue, and the art of storytelling. The 1930s and 1940s saw the rise of a new medium, radio. Radio shows like the Jack Benny program and Burns and Allen became incredibly popular. They introduced a new form of comedy, situational comedy. These shows relied on recurring characters and everyday situations. Radio comedy relied heavily on imagination. Listeners had to create the visuals in their minds. This forced writers to be more creative with their dialogue and sound effects. Many radio comedians successfully transitioned to television. They brought their unique brand of humor with them. Television in the 1950s provided a visual platform for situational comedy. I Love Lucy, starring Lucille Ball, became a cultural phenomenon. The show's physical comedy and relatable characters resonated with audiences. Television broadened the reach of comedy. It brought laughter into people's homes. It also paved the way for new comedic voices and styles. Stand-up comedy emerged as a powerful force in the mid-20th century. Lenny Bruce and George Carlin challenged conventions. They used humor to address social issues. Their sharp wit and willingness to tackle controversial topics pushed the boundaries of comedy. The internet and streaming services have democratized comedy. They have given a platform to diverse voices from all walks of life. Stand-up specials can now be streamed globally. Online platforms like YouTube have given rise to a new generation of comedians. The future of comedy is likely to be shaped by emerging technologies. virtual reality, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence could create new avenues for humor. Social media will continue to play a major role in how comedy is consumed and shared. One thing is certain, comedy will continue to evolve. It will adapt to new technologies and changing social norms. But its essential purpose will remain the same: to make us laugh, think, and maybe even snort with unexpected amusement.